Between 1941 and 1945, millions of Americans fought on the front lines of Europe and Asia as the United States joined the Allies in the Second World War. As the fighting raged on across the Atlantic, the Coca-Cola Company created a series of patriotic adverts to remind the weary GIs of back home, wherever in the world they were posted. Images of soldiers drinking ice-cold bottles of Coke on the battlefield became iconic and were seen throughout the world and proved extremely popular with the public and helped strengthen the company's grip on a global market. However, despite all their success, there was one part of the world that Coke did not have a hold on. The Soviet Union was a part of the world the Coca-Cola Company had long avoided. It seemed mostly for patriotic reasons. Selling their product in the Soviet Union was seen as both a political and a marketing nightmare. The capitalist American brand was fearful that if its products were being sold in the USSR, the profits they made could be seen as being used to fund the Soviets' communist state. Likewise, the Soviets did not want a huge American brand dominating their union and diluting their message of communism. As the war entered its final years, the Soviets joined the Allies in a final push to defeat the Nazi regime and to bring an end to the fighting. The Battle of Berlin was seen as the decisive victory in Europe, and it was led by Soviet war hero and General Georgy Zhukov. As the Soviets took Berlin and the Nazi regime began to crumble, Zhukov met with the Allied generals to organize the road to peace. It was at one of these meetings that he met General Eisenhower. As the story goes, during the meeting he was given a bottle of Coca-Cola by Eisenhower and was hooked immediately. Europe was carved up in the aftermath of the war, and the relations between the two nations began to sour. As the Iron Curtain fell across Europe, tensions arose between the United States and the Soviet Union and would lead to the decades-long Cold War. Zhukov was now posed with a problem. This new drink he was obsessed with was the quintessential sign of capitalism and American imperialism. And as a Soviet war hero, he could simply not be seen or photographed drinking such a product. So Zhukov decided he would reach out to General Mark W. Clark, commander of the U.S. sector of Allied-occupied Austria, to pass a request on to the President of the United States. Zhukov's message reached the desk of President Harry S. Truman. His request was a simple but radical idea. Could the company create a batch of Coca-Cola that would look and pass off as vodka, but still have the distinct Coke taste? The President's staff contacted the chairman of the board of the Coca-Cola Export Corporation, James Farley. Farley then reached out to Mladen Zarubica. Zarubica was tasked with the challenge and would eventually find a chemist who could remove the distinctive coloring from Coca-Cola without affecting the taste. With the technical challenge complete, the company proceeded to create a custom batch of clear Coca-Cola, which would come to be known as White Coke. To keep the drink a secret when it was being shipped into Russia, bottles were manufactured without the distinctive Coke shape, and a red star was placed on the lid of the bottle to make them look like vodka. With Zhukov's secret drink now ready and bottled, the estimated 50 crates slipped unsuspectingly past the checkpoints and successfully arrived into Russia. After 1946, the Cold War dominated the two countries' attention, and the drink and the story disappeared into history as nothing more than a rumor. But for one brief moment, two of the most powerful countries on Earth joined together in the aftermath of war to create a secret drink, White Coke.